as only lowly workers out there just making another big old fuss. They roll their eyes and then they turn away. But our song shall ring throughout this land, yeah. And soon they will hear us wherever they turn away. Who are we? We are knights of the Union. Come join our ranks, my friends. Horns. Now do you desire to make history? Then join us. Do you desire a good destiny? Then join us. Do you desire to do the right thing? Oh, then join us. And our song shall ring throughout this land, yeah. And soon they will see us wherever they turn away. Who are we? We are knights of the Union, all sworn to the cause. Hailing the old revelation that we are all under God's laws. That's right. And the high and mighty shall be thrown down, and the lowly shall be lifted up, yeah. And oppression and tyranny shall never reign again. We are knights of the Union. Come join our ranks, my friends. Horns, bring us home. Yeah. I saw another man die the other day. It was the third one that year. Natural causes, they said, but he was overworked, I fear. The man worked 80 hours a week the last 3 years of his life. I wonder what that boss man would say little children and his wife. But that same day he'd come into the shop and he said, "Sorry boys, need 8 more hours tonight." Oh man, oh man, and he told us that there wasn't any choice about it. And that was no big surprise. It was the same thing yesterday, yeah. And he said that it'll be that way tomorrow. Oh man. I don't think we can let that happen. What do you think? I think it's time we had ourselves a strike, yeah. Woo! So come on, brothers and sisters who care, and raise your clenched fist in the air. Do it for yourselves and do it for your children, and do it for the workers everywhere. Come on, raise that clenched fist in the air. Come on now. 12 hours busting your ass. Bitter cold or blistering heat. Breathing soot and poison gas. Covered in grease and ground in dirt. Smashed fingers and burning flesh are all part of the daily routine. The boss man's got no heart, I guess, or he's just plain stupid and he's mean. After all that, he comes into the shop and says, "Need 4 more hours tonight, so don't make no plans." Oh man, and he tells us that there isn't any choice about it, and that ain't no big surprise. It was the same thing yesterday, yeah. And he says that it'll be that way tomorrow. Oh man. I don't think we can let that happen. What do you think? I think it's time we had ourselves a strike, yeah. Oh! So come on, all brothers and sisters who care, and raise your clenched fist in the air. Do it for yourselves and do it for your children, and do it for workers everywhere. Come on, raise that clenched fist in the air. Come on now. Years and years, we gave and gave. For years and years, they took and took. Breaking records, day after day. For a bunch of liars and crooks. negotiations were a joke. Their final offer, a slap in our face. They said if we struck, we'd be replaced. So we replied as we went out that door, sorry management, but it looks like we're gonna have ourselves a strike. So don't make no plans. And we told them that there wasn't any choice about it. So don't act so surprised. We do it for all those yesterdays, yeah. We do it for all those tomorrows. That's right. Looks like we're gonna have ourselves a strike, yeah. Oh! So come on, our brothers and sisters who care, and raise that French fist in the air. Come on now. Do it for yourselves and do it for your children, and do it for the workers everywhere. That French fist in the air. Come on now. Third prize winner in the 1999 Colorado State Fair Parade. This is called One More Time. A very, very cool October evening in 1999. The Mobile Inspirational was looking mighty fine. I looked at him shining in the sun and wiped a tear from my face. Told myself everything has a time and a place. I drove to the picket line. One more time for that Mobile Inspirational. One more time for our old pal. One more time. One more time. Now when I drove by the picket line, I I blew the battle horn. Oh, God! I stuck my fist out the window and yelled one more time for that mobile inspirational. There must have been about 40 men, all standing, yelling, waving and cheering. One more time. Say one more time. One more time for that mobile inspirational. One more time for our whole town. One more time. Say one more time. Day for the Mobile Inspirational. We took her apart at the hall in a cold, dark rain. Now in the scrapyard, she says, well, ashes to ashes and dust to dust, the Mobile Inspirational now returns to rust. One more time. Say one more time. Time for that mobile inspirational. One more time for our whole town. One more time. Say one more time. Stayed behind and helped poor man to safety. And there were women of steel standing together hand in hand. They will get a fair deal because that's what they demand. And standing together, they're strong as any demand. When standing together, they're strong as any in the land. They are the women of steel, and they've earned respect from each and every man.
USWA, my union, our union. We have felt the blast of heat come through the furnace doors as we toil to make steel out on the furnace floor. We've breathed the coal and lime and spar. It's part of who we are. I've seen men cry when the furnace exploded, for no one knew who would live or die. I've seen the women and men of steel go down to injury against their will. My sisters and brothers who make steel stand strong together like we always will. Honor and courage and strength, it's in our blood and bones and muscles and sweat. My sisters and brothers who make the steel stay strong in the fight for what is right. Dignity, unity, honor, and pride. Our strength is a union, for we know what is right. I'll stand beside you, in front and behind you. For I know in my heart that my sisters and brothers will do their part to see that justice prevails in the fight for workers' rights, and that Oregon Steel loses the fight. Union strength, union courage, union honor, union dignity, union respect, union solidarity, union pride, union power.
I'm leaving today. Yeah, I'm on my way. I'm going back where I belong. And I don't care, no I don't care how long it takes me to get there. The path is before me and I shall have no fear. For once in my life, my destiny is clear. Yeah, I'm on my way, leaving today for Uniontown, oh, Uniontown. Right back where I started, Uniontown. Where I belong to my home is Uniontown. I can't wait to be back with my friends in Uniontown, Uniontown, Uniontown. Oh. path is before us, and we shall have no fear. 'Cause courage, yeah, courage, they got a lot of courage in Uniontown. If the cause is just, they will lay it down in Uniontown, in Uniontown. If the cause is right, those people will fight in Uniontown, Uniontown, oh, Uniontown. Right back where we started, Uniontown. We found the love that our hearts want in Uniontown. And we can't wait to be back with all our friends in Uniontown, in Uniontown, in Uniontown. One, two, three. Here we go, Ray. Yeah, we're on our way. We're leaving today for Uniontown. Now hard work makes hard people, and iron can be forged into muscle and blood. In the heart of the steelworker, with a soul from God and a body from mud. And if we honor seniority, then we honor ourselves. And if we love our brothers and sisters, then we also with that union, guaranteed that's something you don't want to do. Because there's iron in that steelworker union, forged in the hearts of the common working folk, where love and hate are life and death, and brother, that ain't no joke. And if we honor seniority, then we honor ourselves. And if we love our brothers and sisters, then we also love ourselves. And if we fight for democracy, well then at least we fight for ourselves. And when we've won justice for ourselves, then the victory will be for everybody. What a victory day that'll be. Amen, brothers and sisters. Just remember that we are that union, and united we stand, divided we fall. Don't let it fall. Let the circle be unbroken, by and by, Lord, by and by. And we will be here one day longer, by and by, Lord, by and by. Let the circle be unbroken, by and by, Lord, by and by. And we will be here one day longer, by and by, Lord, by and by. Now I was standing beside the river, looking for the other side, when I fell in and I was swept away, and I surely would have died. But Jesus pulled me from the water, and He put my feet back on the ground. He said, "You've got more work to do here, boy, so don't you just stand around. Let the circle be unbroken, by and by, Lord, by and by. And we will be here one day longer, by and by, Lord, by and by." Called out unto heaven, and I said, "Lord, please smile on me." And He said, "Son, oh my sweet son, why do you turn away from me?" And I said, "God, oh my sweet God, I repent with all of my heart, and I will be here one day longer, and try my best to do my part. Let the circle be unbroken, by and by, Lord, by and by. And we will be here one day longer, by and by, Lord, by and by." beside the highway with the tears of repentance caked on my face, and the shield of lies that I hid behind crumbled away to its base. And I stood naked before God, and I saw the child that I am. And just like being hatched from an old eggshell, I was born again. Oh, let the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by. And we will be here one day longer, by and by, Lord, by and by. Let the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by. And we will be here one day longer, by and by, Lord, by and by. Let the circle be unbroken, by and by, Lord, by and by. And we will be here one day longer, by and by, Lord, by and by. Let the circle be unbroken, by and by, Lord, by and by. And we will be here one day longer, by and by, Lord, by and by. Let the circle be unbroken, by and by, Lord, by and by. And we will be here one day longer, by and by, Lord, by and by. By and by, Lord, by and by.
we won our victory. We'll walk in thousands of breaths, 'cause we withstood our greatest good.
took to the stage, and the crowd turned on us. But we just stood our ground. We had something to say. We have the freedom to bear arms and the freedom to sing our songs. We have the freedom to have our say and the freedom to worship God in our own way. was in Seattle, the battle in Seattle. Now W.T.O. said in the man that things got way out of hand. Tear gas and brutality against unarmed passivity. Seen it with my own eyes. We have the freedom to bear arms and the freedom to sing our songs. We have the freedom to have our say and the freedom to worship God in our own way. Now it wasn't long ago, I was in our capital. DC is very interesting. No U.S. citizens are working. And thousands of homeless vets sleep on coal cement outside the home of our United States President. That's right. What's that about anyway? We have the freedom to bear arms and the freedom to sing our songs. We have the freedom to have our say and the freedom to worship God in our own way. Now China is pulling strings, missing some money and other things. Their idea of fair is things like Tiananmen Square. Tear gas and machine guns rolled that day. Is that the new American way? Tell me, is that the new American way? We have the freedom to bear arms and the freedom to sing our songs. We have the freedom to have our say and the freedom to worship God in our own way. Well, the battle is over and the smoke has cleared. I look the battlefield over as my eyes tear, and I could almost see them, all the ones who had died, standing there before me. I heard as they cried. Now don't you ever forget the blood spilled that day. And don't you ever forget the price that we paid. And don't you ever forget that we died for our union. And don't you ever forget that that union is you. Well, I took my boy to the memorial to show it to him, to teach him the lessons that were taught to me by them. And standing at the memorial that cloudy day, he asked me what it was all about, and all I could say was, don't you ever forget the blood spilt that day. And don't you ever forget the price that they paid. And don't you ever forget that they died for our union. And don't you ever forget that that union is me and you. Now here I am before you, and we are one. Together we face the new millennium. And I'm here to tell you that our children must know the truth, and we must remind them as I remind you. Now don't you ever forget the blood spilt that day. And don't you ever forget the price that they paid. And don't you ever forget that they died for our union. And don't you ever forget that that union is me and you.
What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! We are the union. We are the union. The mighty, mighty union. The mighty, mighty union. Everywhere we go. Everywhere we go. The people want to know. The people want to know who we are. So we tell them. So we tell them. We are the union. We are the union. The mighty, mighty union. The mighty, mighty union. Yeah, the mighty, mighty union. The mighty, mighty union. Say yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. This union is here to stay. It ain't never going away. Hey, hey, pueblo. Hey, hey, pueblo. We just want you to know. We just want you to know. And when it's time to get down, this is still a union town. This is still a union town. Say yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, hey, Colorado! Hey, hey, Colorado! We just want you to know. We just want you to know. And when it's time to be great, this is still a union state. This is still a union state. Say yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, hey, USA! Hey, hey, USA! We just want to say. There ain't no debates. This is still the United States. This is still the United States. United States. United States. Say yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah. conducted this meeting up till now is a true reflection of the way you've conducted your relationship with the workers at Colorado, KF&I. We want you to know, we want the shareholders to know, we want everybody in this room to know that our membership made huge sacrifices for this company. Millions upon millions of dollars of sacrifice. And they came to the bargaining table and asked for nothing more than a fair agreement. And what you did was say no. And you compounded that with over 100 violations of the law. As each day and each week goes by, you're compounding millions of dollars of liability for not taking our members back to work after you replace them with gas. We want you to know, today, tomorrow, a week from now, a month from now, we will not go away until our members get a fair settlement and are back to work with dignity and with pride. Time's running out. That's okay. My question is, how long are you going to continue to insist on a violation of the law as your code of conduct? How long is it going to take for you, sir, and your board to recognize that you're walking down the path of destruction? How long is it going to take for you to know that you will not destroy the lives of our members, you will not bust this union, and you will not get away without giving them a fair settlement? How long will it take you to come to your senses and to put your people back to the bargaining table and bargain a fair and decent collective agreement to get every one of our members back to work today? How long will it take you, sir? Because we will not go away today, tomorrow, a week from now, a month from now, a generation from now, until that is done. And don't you, this board, or any of its stockholders forget, that's the rule that we're going to play by. And we're going to use democracy, and we're going to use the law. And we're going to have a relationship with our members. Number one, we did not want to strike. We did not want to strike. The union, prior to the contract expired, went to our customers and said there probably would be a strike. We could not reach an agreement during negotiations. We asked for a contract extension. That was denied. We asked for immediate federal mediation. That was denied. And the members went on strike. I have a duty to our shareholders of both care and loyalty. We cannot leave a facility left idle. You left us with no options then to hire and go forward. Sir, we're now. You have let somebody out. Some of them have given me their 2 minutes, sir. Those people have their hands up. This lady and that lady, this guy just gave me their 2 minutes. That gives me my time. I'd like to recognize Matt Baker. The combination mill started up in the fourth quarter, and currently we're running at a rate of about 720,000 tons annually. We're progressing very well with that mill, and it is supplying now our pipe customers. And we feel very proud of where that mill is today, and doing very good. Yes, Kevin. Pipe business is very strong for the balance of the year, as well as our pipe contracts, particularly with the new mill, allowing us wider gauge pipe and meeting the needs of the market. Talk details when we'll be back to work. I believe that there is a meeting scheduled for May 18th. You can tell me when you comply with the law. We are in compliance. Wasn't that the board said? I was asking you, sir. I don't know who that guy is. Well, the complaints, I believe, are alleged complaints. They have not been proven. We believe that the complaints are alleged complaints, and we have not gone through the process with the NRB or the federal courts. How much, sir, are you paying your outside lawyers to keep this going? How much are you paying the security force to keep this going? And how much are you paying the staff to keep this going? I have no idea. You're in charge. You know how much you're spending, sir? You know what's happened to your stock since the trade, sir? Why don't you sit down? Here's the question, Eric.
name is Charles Raymond Fetty III, and I am the first mill mechanical technician at the CF&I plant, now known as the Rocky Mountain Steel, in Pueblo, Colorado. I'm a third-generation mill worker. My family has over 200 years of accumulated service in that mill. I'm here to call to your attention the crimes and injustices and bad business practices committed by the corporate leaders of Oregon Steel Mills against myself, my family, my fellow workers and their families, and ultimately against all of you. We were once stockholders like yourselves. We, the employees of CF&I Steel, owned 1/3 of our company before Oregon Steel bought us. We received nothing, not a penny, for that ownership. Instead, we were lied to, stolen from, and on top of that, we were subjected to working conditions and policies that rivaled those of a century ago. When my family first heard of Oregon Steel Mills' intent to buy our company, no one was more enthusiastic about it. At that time, my father and 2 of my uncles, my brother and myself, all worked in the plant. Now only my brother remains. My father and both my uncles and 200 some odd other employees all lost their hard-earned pensions as part of that bankruptcy and buyout. Ultimately, my fathers and uncles left their jobs of over 25 years because they were men of conscience and would not work for tyrants. My father took an early retirement and both my uncles quit. The mill lost a combined total of 83 years' expertise and an invaluable amount of talent in these losses alone. I myself stayed on in the hope that things would get better. They did not.
Your time's running if you get Why are you going to reset the clock every time you interrupt?
I'm sorry. I just had a short time to go. In fact, they got much worse. I watched my fellow workers fall all around me under the lash of working practices and policies and conditions that were unjust and unlawful at the least, and more accurately criminal in the extreme. Oregon Steel came to Pueblo to make money, and they did. A whole lot of it. And none of us have any problem with that. We all wanted our company to prosper. But it was clear that it was no longer our company, and that the new owners were oppressive tyrants who would lie, cheat, and steal, and never think twice about the blood that was spilled in the mill in the process. Many, many times, there was no logical explanation for their actions, except that these things were all true, and that they were ideologically opposed not only to unions and working people, but to humanity as well. I will cut this short by stating my belief that lying, cheating, stealing, naked oppression, and arrogant tyranny are all bad business for all of us. Thank you.
Are there questions from the stockholder? Questions? I can't hear questions.
I would like to have a tally on the vote of the cost. Now, please, to this meeting before this meeting is adjourned.
It will be certified and will be passed on to the SEC. It will be a public number. But let me tell you before we start that there existed several billions of proxies, all of those who voted in favor of the direction.
We would like to see that presented to this meeting before this meeting is adjourned. No, you're confusing.
You're not confusing. The problem is that a number of people marked ballots without putting their share numbers on. But it makes no difference in the result because of the proxies that had been previously voted. Yes. I want to find out how the market is looking for the coil product. I know we're starting to get that one. I'm wondering how the market looks down the road. The new mill in Portland allows us to coil plate, and we feel that there's an excellent market, probably in excess of 100,000 tons of this market for coil plate, and we are moving into that probably in the third quarter. Yes. There's just a plan for new furnace. The next phase, currently right now, we are going to stabilize the company in terms of the current events. After that, we will look at the melt shop in Portland and the melt shop in Colorado. The melt shop here in Portland has priority currently because of its age, and we intend to upgrade not only the furnace, but look at continuous testing and options for the mill.
stabilize this as a company over the next 18 months in terms of our markets, our products, and capabilities. Going forward, there are certainly opportunities with the technology we have to add to our finishing capacities and flow, whether it's in pipe, tube, seamless, or other operations that's yet to be determined. Current capacities, there's about 1 million tons of capacity at Portland and 1 million tons at Colorado.
Are there any future expanding treating?
Currently, we do not have expansion plans for heat treat. If we did, we would relocate that facility back to our Portland plant. Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman, point of order, Mr. Chairman, you said if anybody had a question to stand and raise their hand, you're not recognizing the individuals that are standing and have their hands raised for questions. You can acknowledge these individuals that are not standing over here. We want them to stand if we have a...
We're going to adjourn the meeting because it's not a platform other than shareholder interest.
We have a...
We need to not only talk about the kind of oppression that we've all felt and our determination for the cause that we're struggling for, but we need to focus in on the kind of comments this brother made. This brother was really speaking on behalf of all of us. What I was trying to do in here was to get some attention so they recognize us. And prior to my jumping on the stage, they were going to just walk out. We got their attention. But let's focus our comments on the kind of comments this brother made. He had a right to be heard, for he and his family and the people of Pueblo, and each and every one of you has that same right. And he terminated that right. Let's report that to the media. Let's report to the media the kind of spectacle that was just demonstrated and perpetrated on American people. Let's decide that it's time to take this struggle, not just for Oregon Steel, not just for the banks, but let's take the struggle to the SEC. Corporations that behave in this kind of manner to their stockholders ought to be taken to task at the SEC, because the questions were unpleasant. Doesn't mean they didn't have a right to be heard. It doesn't mean they didn't have a right to be answered. What he basically said to the world is that I'll answer questions that I like. His planted stooges in the audience. But if I don't like your questions because they put me on the spot for the kind of corporate outlaw that we chose to be, then I'm not going to answer it, shareholder or no. But that really said, sisters and brothers, is that if you're a shareholder, whether you happen to be an employee or not, and you ask this company questions that are unpleasant, they're going to walk out on you. It shows what happened at bargaining. This is the behavior at negotiations. Do as I tell you, do it when I tell you, do it how I tell you, or I'm going to walk on you. So like I told you in the park, how long will we be here? We'll be here one more day. One day longer. 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 Let me just tell you that we're now moving the campaign up. Ron Bloom and I, Jack Golden and Jasper Burkland and folks have been talking. I have to leave here to go to Vancouver. In Vancouver, I'll be speaking to the District 3 Conference. And what we'll be doing in Vancouver at the District 3 Conference, I'll be asking them to kick off a campaign against their second lead bank. That's the Canadian Bastard Bank of Nova Scotia. President Becker and I will report. Turn that mic on, we won't need this. Call the cops. Call the cops. Get a couple of buses and all those things we can do. Let me just tell you that's the request. I want to tell you, okay, those of you who may not have been in the park, at the request of President Becker, he and I will recommend to the International Executive Board an emergency assistance fund to be run by a committee of our staff and our local unions out of Pueblo of $1 million to make sure that our folks don't have to worry about losing their homes or their apartments or their cars, so that our struggle will... Thank you, Leo!
Well, in 1997, we took a little hike, told Oregon Steel, shove it, and we went out on a strike. Was a long time coming, we all knew that well. Since 1993, they'd really gave us hell. Well, we walked that line with the picket signs, and we watched those scabs go in and out the gate. Can't wait for the day when they'll hang their heads in shame, and everyone will know that the company's to blame. When they'll run out the gates, and they'll run out the back roads, and they'll run down the catwalks where cats never go, they'll find that they have to get a job and have to cross the Rio Grande down in old Mexico. Well, they hired scab replacements, they tried to run that mill, they found out that we knew our jobs like they never will. That's local 3267 and 2102, and never forget the C&W. Well, walk that line with the picket signs, and we watch those scabs go in and out the gate. Can't wait for the day when they'll hang their heads in shame, and everyone will know that the company's to blame. When they'll run out the job with NAFTA across the Rio Grande down in old Mexico. Well, the International said we'd take them by surprise if we offered to go back despite all their lies. So we held a meeting and we put it to a vote. Then the back pay started growing and that wasn't a joke. Well, we walked that line with the picket signs and we watched those scabs go in and out the gate. Can't wait for the day when they'll hang their heads in shame and everyone will know that the company's to blame. When they run out the gates and they run down the back roads and they run down the catwalks where cats never go, they'll find that they have to get a job with NAFTA across the Rio Grande down in old Mexico. Wee-ha! Well, the NLRB ruled in our favor, said the union's righteous, now fire the scab labor. But the company decided to appeal it, thumb their nose at the government, and then they were in deep shit. Well, we walked that line with the picket signs, and we watched those scabs go in and out the gate. Can't wait for the day when they'll hang their heads in shame, and everyone will know that the company's to blame. When they run out the gates, and they run down the back roads, and they run down the catwalks where cats never go, they'll find that they have to get a job with NAFTA. Cross the Rio Grande down in old Mexico. The strike in '97.